We just had a very frank conversation with the Senate and House Democratic leadership. Look, the principle at stake here is very simple. We have disagreements about tax policy, but you don't shut that government down. We have disagreements about health care policy, but you don't shut the government down. You don't use your policy disagreements as leverage to not pay our troops, to not have essential services of government actually function. I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing. I hope they change their mind, but we're going to see. We told them it was absurd, and now they come in here saying that if you don't give us everything that we want, we're going to shut down the government. We think that's preposterous. We think it's totally unacceptable, and we think the American people are going to suffer because these guys won't do the right thing.
There's nothing partisan in here. No policy riders, none of our big party preferences, because we want to do the right thing by the American people and allow more time for negotiation.
Thank you all.
Was there any mention of passing a shorter CR?
We have very large differences on health care and on their ability to undo whatever budget we agree to through rescissions and through impoundment, as well as pocket rescissions. And I think for the first time, the president heard our objections and heard why we needed a bipartisan bill. Their bill has not one iota of Democratic input. That is never how we've done this before. When I was leader, we negotiated 4 times with Republicans, and we never had a shutdown. And so it's up to the Republicans whether they want to shut down or not. We've made to the president some proposals. Our Republican leaders will have to talk to them about them, but ultimately he's the decision maker.
It was a frank and direct discussion with the President of the United States and Republican leaders, but significant and meaningful differences remain. Democrats are fighting to protect the health care of the American people. And we are not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans. Period. Full stop.
Why not allow for the government to stay open for 7 weeks and then negotiate a possible compromise over the next 7 weeks?
Well, we've done that in the past and it's gone nowhere. I mean, there's 2 things here. Number one, there really weren't negotiations. I mean, we had this 11th hour meeting today. The earlier one was canceled. And in fact, number one, the president told Republicans he's going to talk to Democrats. A bad idea. And where there's a real need to get reassurance, or some assurance from the president that whatever deal we make, he won't just rip up. And keep in mind, that's what's really different here. The president has impounded money. He's frozen expenditures that have been authorized by Republicans and Democrats. And that goes to the heart of Congress's authority on spending and on taxing.
You know that's the nicest guy in his whole town right there.
He said the same about you. He said the same about you.
I wish it could be more like him.
Right now, it's like you're running the risk of plunging our nation into chaos. Millions and millions of lives will be upended, and now that's the kinds of message. What kind of message does that send to our country and to our allies and to our enemies as well now too? It's now we can't effectively work together enough to enforce our shutting government down. For me, voting to keep our government open is the right thing. Now, I'm not saying it's caving if they shut it down, but I do think you have significant risks. And remember, how do we start it back open? You know, we have to come back through them.
Oh, they'll find a way out. I'm not overly worried about a long government shutdown. Democrats love the government too much to shut it down very long. There'll be some compromise. Their demands are just beyond the pale. We're not going to undo the, the one big beautiful bill to keep the government open. They'll find some compromise. I'm not worried about that.
Humans are supposed to have evolved as a species. I don't get Chuck's position on that. If you think about it politically, it makes more sense. I'm not saying it's right, but it makes more sense. I think Senator Schumer is in trouble back home with the Gary Busey wing of his party, and he's got to show them how tough he is. I just hate to see the American people pay the price for his politics.